What's up everyone, it's Aditya once again bringing you another video, and this is quite a different video because it isn't a trip report on an airplane. I am in fact traveling on Taiwan's high-speed rail from Kaohsiung to the capital of Taiwan, Taipei. So there used to be a lot of flights operating between these two cities until the HSR opened up, and now it's completely dominated by trains. So I'll be catching the afternoon train, which is one that stops just at 2 stations along the way. To get to Zuoying Station, which is a little suburb of Kaohsiung, I caught the Kaohsiung MRT, which was pretty deserted at this hour. Zuoying Station is quite modern and feels like an airport if anything. Since I booked my tickets online, I went to a counter to exchange them for real tickets, which are similar to metro and subway system tickets you'd find. We'd arrived here at just past 12:30 for our train, which was a bit early as we were down on the platform in no time. These are the sleek Japanese Shinkansen high-speed trains for the THSR, and this one was the earlier train which was supposed to leave at 1 PM. We'd in fact arrived just by a gap of 6 minutes at Taipei Main. I should say that I'm a big fan of train travel. Although I'm not quite into the technical side of it, I just like lazing around on a train with a book and a view. Maybe even throw some coffee in there. So the doors for our train opened after that, and we decided to get in. The train is in a 3-2 configuration. This was my first time on a high-speed rail system, and the immediate parallel that I could draw was that it looks exactly like an airplane. My seat was a window on the right side, and the seats are quite comfortable. The legroom though, whoa! It's absolutely astonishing, and for someone tall like me who struggles in cramped seats, it was also a blessing. Easily a 12 out of 10 here, guys. I wish there was this much legroom on airlines. The seat back of the train is a map of the whole train with the layout of where vending machines and toilets are, which is a pretty neat feature. They also have in the seat pocket a copy of the in-train magazine, which is unfortunately in Mandarin, which I can't read, but I guess that's a cool thing to have on board. So after that, doors were closed and we picked up speed, and in no time we are at 299 kilometers per hour, which is the maximum speed of these trains.
各位旅客您好，我是本班次列车长孙成峰，很高兴为您服务。旅程中有任何需要协助的地方。Good afternoon, this is Showmaster Justin Zhang. Welcome to both Taiwan High-Speed Rail. If you need any assistance, please let us know. We wish you a pleasant journey.
You can't really tell that the train is going so fast unless you look out the window and see everything zooming past you before you even get a good look. This is because the ride is smooth and comfortable. On Indian trains back home, you can really feel it when they're at full speed. It was quite exhilarating. Okay, so I'm still reading that Paul Theroux book which I carried for my whole trip, and also the previous jet flights to Delhi. Speaking of which, I wanted to show my bookmark, which was the boarding pass for my last flight on that series between Bengaluru and Kochi. I'm still using this bookmark to this day. Probably should change it. After a pretty quick 45 minutes, the train starts slowing down as it enters a vast valley, and this is the city of Taichung, which is our first stop. I think the halt here was maybe 2 minutes at most.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Trainmaster Rita Jones, platform for Taiwan High Speed Rail.
So after that, I decided to get something off the buy and board food cart with the sole purpose of showing y'all something. So here's some cranberry bread. I believe that most of the people on the train slept for the whole journey, but I just read my book and looked out the window. As we're nearing Taipei, more and more buildings populate the scenery along with more cars and people. The next stretch, inclusive of Banqiao and Taipei Main, is underground, so unfortunately you can't really see anything. So here we are pulling into Taipei Main Station pretty much on time. It was a quick hour and a half gone and a wonderful new experience for me. The big takeaway for me is how convenient and hassle-free everything is, from booking to the stations even. It's all about getting from point A to B fast and easy, which is of course great. But I don't know. There's certain romance with train travel, slowly winding through the countryside and listening to the rhythmic sounds of the tracks beneath. Maybe I'd pick old school Indian trains over the high-speed rail systems. For now though, it was time to hit the streets of Taipei. Thanks for watching and see ya in the next one.